and I suppose I can start loading. I'm going to get my stream link and ping the teams.
Hello, everyone. Oh, so this is... Oh, man. Is it Minion Miners?
Nope. These are
No.
both teams in C West. Oh, I need to turn on my NGS logo. Boom!
We watched Rackham yesterday, or the other day.
Yes.
Punkar Pirate.
I did watch Jinxie Cat and their team. I'm going to give you a second to see if you can figure out who they are.
I did watch them too. Like I do know both of these team names, and they're on the tip of my tongue. Sorry, man. I'll have to go look it up, but that would be cheating. Let's see what team. I know she joined a team that I was familiar with, and I was trying to figure out. No. Man, I know it's all. We've played them too. So many. So fresh in my mind.
Alright, so on the blue side, we have Bloodbath and Beyond, Wraithling taking up the Imperious, Dr. Blunch on the Rainer. We saw some big mean things out of them the other day. Captain Roberts on Muradin once again. Rackham, who was Record, if you remember, because I kept mixing them, on the Anduin, and Punk RK Pirate on the Chromie, one of their strongest characters. And the red side is Respect the Goose.
Respect the Goose, honk honk. Greymane is being played by Goliath. Sonya piloted by Rumady, MC, Rusty's on the Lucio, Jinxie Cat tanking on ETC, and Rhiannon on that Li Ming. Give it up for Respect the Goose, honk honk.
Honk honk.
Good luck both teams.
We also love the name of Bloodbath and Beyond. That was the name of a guild on my Alliance Hellscream back in the day. I don't know if they're still active or have any connections, but I love it anyway.
I think I watched Respect the Goose last night. Did they have a match last night?
This is Wednesday night, and I broadcast a Respect the Goose replay yesterday that was not previously broadcast, which was my goof with the Bloodbath and Beyond one that you and I did previous. So two people up here top punching Romany.
Meanwhile, the four-man pushes to counter that. Rainer's on his way back
down here, just a little bit of health. Rainer coming back. Really, the four-man of Respect the Goose only getting a little bit of that bottom cannon tower. They even let Bloodbath and Beyond have the first
goes out onto EPC. Bit of a combo chain, but she slides. Aggressive slide. Muradin takes some damage. Now the camps have spawned. Val, what's your opinion on taking camps on this map? When should you do it? Is it early and often? Is there a certain time? Crowley finds Greymane trying to escape after he took a bunch of damage from that Rainer.
So, given this pairing on the blue side, right now I would have Anduin and Rainer on this bottom left camp, and I would have Chromie
that opportunity too.
And Muradin railing on the wall with Chromie spells and Muradin playing bodyguard.
Greymane's heading top for a gank attempt on the Imperious. Here he comes, put some damage in. Sonya follows up, and the red team's going to take the top point.
20% charge.
Neither team making a move for the camps yet, but Rainer's doing something.
Rainer's starting it on his own. Go Dr. Blunch, go. Ooh, big root. So close.
ETC choosing to hearth.
I think that's
Can we tell if her well is up? I'm curious if she was saving it there. Would you have tapped if you could have, Valk, or would you have hearthed there?
Her tap is not up.
Oh, so there was no choice. But what about you, Valk? Would you have tapped if you could have?
Sure.
Okay.
The
the root goes out on the ETC.
I think it's a very common misconception that tapping is bad. Like if you tap early, it means that you get more taps throughout the game. Now, yes, there's a certain time where you absolutely want to time your tap.
Over the bottom point.
But
Murden takes a bunch of damage. He's pulled by the Anduin and then it's able to jump.
The leap of faith into the dwarf toss, because nobody tosses a dwarf. And gets away scot-free. As we mentioned the other day, anything that doesn't kill our favorite dwarf of the Nexus is just trash damage, because he'll come back. Raynor getting this top point while...
And Imperious making the rotation. Oh, he's coming back. Raynor's
I think he hearthed for mana there. Chromie out of here.
What's your opinion of the Sonya Imperious matchup? Is there a straight winner there on this map? Is one of them
according to Ramadi, Wraithling was mean and kept hitting him with different spears. So I have one major issue with the Angels, and that is the Angels all have mana problems. Now, Ariel's is the easiest among those because she can regenerate hers in a stupid quick manner. But
well, the red team picked up their bottom camp. The blue team was able to secure 100% of that objective, and part of that is because of that Imperious Sonya matchup in this early game before level 7. Do things change after level 7 for Sonya?
Let me look at the Sonya build. Sonya's just going straight slam so far.
There's a ton of siege pressure in the bottom lane right now. Lucio continues to quest. Oh, and Murden's getting stunned out. Pulled out again with the dwarf toss.
He did use his medallion there, which was unnecessary considering then getting pulled.
The sport's almost at 50%. This is a pretty successful first objective. We're looking at level 7 for a fourth.
If we had been ready for that route on Jinxie.
Yeah, she took a lot of damage and barely escaped.
600 health left on this. Focus. There we go.
How's that top lane looking?
Didn't even finish the wall or a single turret.
That's impressive. I'm not, Imperious isn't known for his wave clear.
Well, it was an 18% charge, which means it was actually a 0 charge, because 18 is the floor that it gives you if you don't get any charge. So,
today I learned. Oh,
and
there's a
here,
rotation top from the red
if
team.
I'm Bloodbath and Beyond, I go for this complete swap that they've done. Leave Imperious to the bottom lane and heavy push with this camp. This camp.
Fight breaking out top lane, the gank attempt takes Chromie down. The 5-man rotation. It also finds Anduin.
The other thing I would say to do as Bloodbath and Beyond here is don't walk near bushes without your tank.
Or vision. We didn't know if the other team was getting their camp or if they were setting up for that camp attempt, which they did. In fact, I think they stopped for a second on the camp, changed their mind, and went for that gank on Chromie. Stepped out.
Got a cannon tower. They're probably going to finish the other one. They got 2 kills.
Is able to do a little bit of siege damage while blue team respawns.
Sonya's down here clearing. We've got a 5-man effort up here.
Ooh, the spear just slide. Oh, the time trap goes out on the Jinx get. Big damage on ETC. Not able to walk away.
Yeah.
Is this a preview of what we're going to see more of to come, Valkyrie? Is Chromie going to kill ETC over and over again this game?
I think with the temporal loop, so you've got temporal loop, you've got Stormbolt, you've got Chastise, and you've got Celestial Charge. That means if they so desire, every 50 seconds, they're killing somebody. Now, sure, there'll be some medallions that get in the way and things like that, but a medallion is 5 minutes. Literally, I mean, just, let's see, what's the math on that? 12 times longer than the cooldown of temporal loop. And so
the kills are even 2-2, but the most recent kills being in favor of the blue team allows them to secure a good 50% of this objective before the red team consolidates in the bottom lane.
They're also a touch ahead on experience, and let's see.
Oh, the red team is making this aggressive rotation around
I love
their
the
side.
aggressive rotation here.
Raynor was in danger for a second, but now the entire 4-man in the top lane
Someone's saying, get out of dodge, get out of dodge, get out of
Slide
dodge.
goes out on the Murden. The cursed bullet, bunch of damage on the Murden. They are not.
Oh, the leap! Yes!
Light bomb, and the Murden goes down. Great coordination finds that kill. And the the red team is able to show that they are the.
Yeah,
they have
Respect
their
the Goose
own.
had a lot of great things, but as you can tell from my voice, obviously my favorite part was the leap to secure the kill. You think you're getting away. Nay, nay.
I was doubtful that Muradin was the correct target to slide on in that scenario, but they proved me wrong.
I played a game with a few fellas from Div A, and Muradin quickly became our kill target in the game. Heroes, unlike other MOBAs, you do not have just this huge armor protection for tanks, and so they can absolutely be focused down. And
now the blue team is able to take that top fort.
Dr. Lunch.
The red team made an attempt at ganking the bottom. 2 forts in favor of the blue team.
Do you think that we see Disintegrate because we just want a little bit more wave clear rather than finishing power?
Not sure about remains anymore.
But still, 52-0 on the charge so far.
The team showing that they have the stronger presence on the map. Oh my gosh, the stun into the light bomb combo, and that is the end of Sonya. ECC tries to make something happen, gets caught in the temporal loop, and here comes the Lucio.
We'll see a medallion go out. The shields are down. It's 5v4. The hard part is just running down a Lucio.
Yeah. That was a great engage to secure the kill on the Sonya, and second
if Wraithling had landed that, okay, I guess ETC popped anyway, but had Wraithling landed that, that would have just been...
It's difficult to accept sometimes when you know you've got the potential for a kill, but you're outnumbered to just let it go and back up. The red team wants to make something happen, and they have the potential to, but they've got to find and pick their shots.
So another 100-0.
Oh, big circle down,
big storm bolt.
Sonya's gonna try and get out now.
Temporal loop did go less than 50 health there. Temporal loop did go on cooldown.
Ming hits Ming and Greymane by Chromie.
Oh, spear! Double death.
Kill,
this is keep. This could be core.
Wow, what a great push.
Thankfully, with this being a current patch replay, we're able to use this wonderful system that hides our end timer, and we get to be more surprised. Oh,
Wraithling spear misses.
Zoning spear. Zoning spear, that's what it was.
Right.
But
they're looking to put a little chip damage onto this core, maybe more.
Dr. Lunch, pew-pewing away.
Oh! Imperious is dropped in a heartbeat.
That's a very impactful kill
ETC,
here. That means that if they can survive the Ming,
the counter kill is about to come out
25%.
And
this is trouble.
Oh my gosh.
8%, 6%. They couldn't kill the Zerg wave. Wow.
Zerg wave, MVPing.
Look.
Strong 11 minutes.
Look at this.
Big push from Bloodbath and Beyond.
The highest damage in the game, hero damage, is 28,000. The highest siege damage is 67. Just a incredibly quick match there.
That
12
was really
minutes,
strong.
18 seconds. Yeah, Zerg wave, you got to watch out for it. So, great plays by both teams. Bloodbath and Beyond taking game 1. We're going to quit replay, get back out to where we can load another one. And I'm going to come to Jinxie Cat was nice enough to send me these replays, as we mentioned. I only have downloaded them one at a time with the goal of keeping my self spoiler free as best as possible.
So that first one was pretty one-sided, Val. If that happens to you, are you able to bounce back from that, or is it pretty demoralizing? What's the plan now for?
I've got to think that Respect the Goose has so many just veteran players that they're dusting this off. Ain't no thing.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
They're coming back, and it's going to be a great game 2. Game 2 on Towers of Doom. Watch with others. While this one loads, we're going to talk about our map bans because Jinxie Cat was also nice enough to send those to me, don't you know?
Gosh.
All right. So
Splendid.
while we can't recall who banned, we have Alterac Pass, Dragonshire, Tomb of the Spider Queen, and Infernal Shrines. I've been seeing if Infernal Shrines banned a lot more lately, which I think is funny because it is the most popular map in NGS, bar none. And I keep seeing more and more teams ban it.
Interesting. It is very interesting. Do you consider that a team fight map or a macro map?
Are we talking
Or
about
is
Infernal
that
Shrines
yeah,
still?
yeah, Infernal Shrines.
So I consider Infernal
is that not a good
Shrines
way
to
to
be a
even categorize
wonderful mix of both because you have so much macro importance early game and then these wonderful team fights at the objectives.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, I was thinking that as I was asking the question. It does seem like it has very strong elements of both.
All right. Introducing Respect the Goose, we have Rhiannon. Look at this mount. Oh, it's stuck. I can't even zoom in. Look at that. Double pumped up Pato. Triple pumped up Pato, Pato. I don't know how to say it. But Rhiannon on Li Ming, Ramadi on the Leoric, Rusty reprising their Brightwing, Jinxie Cat on the Varian. I'm thinking we're going to see Taunt there. And finally, that leaves Goliath on Tracer. Go ahead and introduce Bloodbath and Beyond for me there, Gola.
Absolutely, Wraithing is playing that Zool, who's really strong on this map. Dr. Blunch is on Genji, that should be so fun. Punk RK Pirate on that Kel'Thas. Kel'Thas. Rockham on Anduin again, and Captain Roberts piloting Muradin. Good luck to both teams.
Early gank set up.
The bushes.
Muradin did hit a Stormbolt there, based off of the counter here, but I don't know if maybe that was in the first fight and I missed it, or if it was in the gank attempt. Oh
man. So this is a taunt combo with the Varian, right? And two hyper-mobile carry assassons facing off on either team in the Genji versus the Tracer.
And thank you for providing all the commentary there, even though my camera work was off. Little Vout came in, brought my phone back to him. He is going back to homework time.
Hi, everybody.
So, real quick, the four-mans are doing their thing. They're taking the camps. We'll watch them on the minimap. We're here for the most exciting matchup of this match, and that is Zool the commander of the undead, or is Leoric actually undead better at this double lane?
Fascinating framework. See, both teams picked up their camps about the same time and are facing off in that bottom most important map.
I mean, if we go strictly from Diablo 3 lore, I mean, Leoric is dead and the Necromancer keeps going. So from that, I think Zool has the advantage, having defeated him in Leoric's tomb underneath the big cathedral thing. Oh, and I don't know when or where, but it seems I got stuck on a wall.
Oh,
back.
Man,
oh, Taunt goes out.
Yep. Oh, wow. Tracer is having a really, really hard time with the Kel'Thas, which is something that I think I've heard about before. However,
Netherwind.
I'm really
Wow.
I'm really fascinated about this Muradin versus Varian, Taunt Varian matchup, because I found myself in a similar situation on BOE recently, and...
You mean yesterday?
I'm not sure how much I like Muradin versus Varian, but I know that there was an opportunity to make some things happen. Yeah, I do mean yesterday.
So right now, Leoric appears to be ahead on the minions, but...
Interesting. Taunt goes out again. Captain Roberts is at 50%. Brightwing Z's onto the Varian. Tracer is fighting Genji. This is a great 1v1.
Gentleman's agreement up top. They each take a tower. Oh, Leoric coming down for the potential engage. Let's do this. There is no two-ham. There is no two-ham.
Both teams pushing a lot of buttons. Tracer's trying to not get killed by Genji.
I mean, if you think about it, Respect the Goose does have two ults in play already, having Varian and Tracer. where
Tracer tapped, Varian's
Bloodbath
tapping.
and Beyond has 0 ults in play.
He also took a little stuff. Both teams about even in level. Oh, the Wraithling is taking a bunch of damage. Ming Tracer's looking for more. Polymorph goes out. Gravity Lab save. Taunt onto.
Oh, Muradin goes down.
Taunt secures that. Oh, the Flame Strike finds Tracer for 4v4 Val. Oh, the Anduin just misses the interrupt. The Gravity Lab lands after Genji goes in. Bunch of damage onto Romedy. 4v4 face-off continues as both teams come back to 5-man. Oh, the tongue under the Zool. Another kill.
Ector, to answer your question in chat, Energy Royal is the standard at 4 because you always have the mana reduced, and now you can reduce the cooldown. Where this one, you get the range, but the additional range is a little bit helpful, but you always get the energy or the mana reduction, and you sometimes get the cooldown reduction to then be able to send more out. But I have been seeing Netherwind more and more as I've been casting, but it's a surprise to me, just because I favor cooldown reduction talents probably. But
the objectives are off the map. Finally, that was a really long one, and both teams are at level 7. They also opt to take up their siege camps in the bottom lane.
Burned Flesh coming in. We're gonna see some big Flame Strike hits.
He's already landing them regularly on the Tracer plus someone.
Willing Vessel increase the healing. Ooh.
Flame Bomb. Yeah, that's what it is, right? The Flame Bomb on Tracer seems to do like 25% of her damage, but Genji is the one to fall in this brawl in the bottom lane.
Are you saying Living Bomb or
Living
Flame
Bomb.
Strike?
Living Bomb, thank you. Living Bomb is doing a ton of damage every time it hits face.
What are our damage numbers?
Oh, the Muradin at 50% getting charged by that Varian realizes that the taunt is a threat to him.
Oh, I think Rusty started to do a teleport heal to Goliath, and it was interrupted by Goliath using their recall.
Yep.
So, an interaction that makes sense that I had never seen before. It makes me wonder if you still teleport to a burrowed Dahaka, because you can still see him on the map. He's not off the map, but he's in kind of stasis.
It's now spawning.
Super close to 10. Respect the Goose a little bit ahead. Goliath blink in there.
Gravity Lapse on Varian. Might have been a little early. That might be something you need to save for when he dives the taunt. And now Leoric finds Muradin in the bush. The red team is positioning aggressively, but Tracer has really low.
No, the taunt! The Poison Nova! The Emerald wins!
Varian isn't enough.
And Leoric caps in the back!
So Leoric grabs the cap of Varian, dies.
Yeah, fair trade.
Respect the Goose is now ahead in points 36 to 28. But the blue team is looking to siege the bottom lane, where they will gain massive value if there is.
And the wall was already down. The Bloodbath and Beyond squad did make it so they were able to get that initial set of sappers through. And you can see their wall damage versus that of Respect the Goose. Very strong. Respect the Goose does have an 8-point.
Just misses Tracer. I find it really funny that between Muradin and Tracer, the two of them are constantly full health, low health, full health, low health, and neither one of them, it's kind of like they have a similar nature in that way.
Yeah, Skullcracker, I think, is a very fun choice, and we've seen Captain Roberts use Skullcracker multiple times. Ooh, Light Bomb.
Just misses Tracer, but hits Varian. Tracer's on the run. Varian's rooted on the retreat. That Flame Strike almost hits 2, but the Protect on Varian saves him, and they walk away. Reset. No deaths.
I do wish, and I don't know how hard this is to code, so I make a lot of these statements. Some of them Wraithling hates me for, some of them Zamil hates me for. But I wish there was a way that, similar to that we have the ultimates, if we could have up there something showing the medallions too. I think that could be quite fun. But it's tough, because who's to say if we know the medallions will stick around. I personally believe that they will, but I'm not a HOTS developer.
Yeah. So both teams did get their camps again at the same time. They're
I love this position
clearing
by
them.
Blunch at the bottom.
And one objective at the bottom lane to fight over. Blunch hiding in the bush.
If this is not a ninja assassin, I don't know who is.
Taunt goes out on the Zool, Light Bomb lands, Wraithling shields, Poison Nova, Gravity Lapse, Wraithling still low, Tracer's looking to finish it off, and Tomb,
Wraithling getting just enough heals until the Laming combo. Oh, the Harvest Vitality was doing work for him.
They find the Zool combo, but the blue team channels the objective. They are still brawling the back line. Leoric manages to live, was that 58 HP? Bloodbath and Beyond, 4v5, holding their own, looking to retreat. Tracer on the pursuit.
Oh.
The stun stops Varian in his tracks.
I mean, in
No
fairness, Tracer did juke the stun. It just then smacked Varian instead.
Now both teams, even XP, even talent, 28 to 32. You couldn't ask for a better
Glass Cannon Li Ming. That is confidence. That is playing Li Ming in the way her D3 character is portrayed.
Well, Genji hasn't been able to find a kill on her yet. There's just been too many other high priority targets for him to focus on. The Tracer, also low right now. Brightwing at half health. Varian's trying to get out for his life. Varian jumps in. Light Bomb.
Oh, he was 40 health and Genji assassinates.
Oh, it almost hit them both and they both blink out in time. That Flame Strike was a double kill, but they find Tracer
that
anyway.
Living bomb and then Genji to finish. Oh, Ming.
Genji
oh,
looking
Ming.
for more. Teleport from Brightwing saves as well. Brings her back up, but this fort is in danger.
Oh yeah.
These objectives are going to spawn in the top lane in 10 seconds.
Oh, Zool snuck the top camp. Bottom one goes down. So even with the gentleman's agreement that we had last time, that's extra shots for our blue team.
It looks like Zool has secured an advantage in his rotation over the Leoric. Oh, and they make an invade. Bloodbath Beyond wants to take this objective. Establish some dominance. Tracer's not going to let it happen that easily.
Teleport in. Ooh,
hits the Zool, who gets light bomb out of the Leoric.
The Poison Nova. We see Murden go down on the back.
Not enough to save Wraithling. Bloodbath Beyond is trying to retreat.
Taunt's almost up. Taunt's almost up. Oh,
no, they don't
didn't even need it. Didn't even need it.
Kael'thas
down here picked up one camp, working on another. So that invade was a 4-man invade, not 5, and that may have been why they lost.
Absolutely. Does explain why it was a much harder secure
So
plan.
here would be my thought there. If you know you're going to 4-man invade, it's a delay invade. You just want to buy Kael'thas enough time to get these sappers, because he's got 6 sappers on the edge. With that lens, I think they overcommitted to it. Oh man.
They even got a little greedy. That was a lot of Kael'thas damage that almost killed everyone. As the Respect the Goose looks to Hearth, a couple of their members. They would really like to secure this bottom fort back up, right, Valk? That's
absolutely.
It's pretty tough to do. I mean, is there any other play here for Respect the Goose than fight over this bottom fort?
Sorry, I got distracted there.
Light Bomb lands to help him get away, but Tracer is gonna dive as long as she thinks it's safe.
Wow, under 250 health.
Yeah. That buys them room to do a bunch of siege damage to this fort, which they desperately need. Taunt lands on the KT, who takes a ton of damage from the Ming, but not enough to secure the kill. The fort still in control of Bloodbath and Beyond as the next altar phase is about to hit us in 15 seconds out.
We're getting that artillery siege out of the Ming. Oh, the taunt Murden goes down for it. They need to hurry and finish this siege. They know they're going to lose bottom point. Oh, good job.
So, Zool channel the objective. Leoric gets theirs.
The lead that we had for Respect the Goose, you can see, is now down to just 1 point because of that bottom fort play that Bloodbath and Beyond had done. I still think that one of their mistakes was this top altar. When they 4-man invaded, they probably went a little too far. You could poke from afar, if you will, but
yeah. I think they thought they could get it off. And right now,
Wabbits and Waithlings, the Wabbit. Here comes this pun. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and another kill for the red team. I think it's amazing that for so much of this game it feels like the blue team had control because of that bottom four, but the kills are in favor of Respect the Goose, 9-4, as they also have an XP advantage with that recent gank.
I'm confused at the Li Ming Hearth here, unless they just
blue
feel
team
that's...
They're invading the camp, teleport onto the Leoric, they steal the camp, light bomb goes out, taunt on the Anduin.
Anduin's down.
Finds it.
Drop the Entomb.
So the blue team's able to steal the camp, but it costs them another kill. That's 10
yeah,
kills to
if
4.
I'm Respect the Goose there, I don't sweat the camp. If we traded a camp for Anduin, we're going to clear the camp and we're going to get some siege damage done. Fine
the
trade.
altar timer just spawns, and Anduin has more time on his death timer than the camps, than the altars do. Is that enough time for Respect the Goose to channel one without contesting it?
My play, if I'm Respect the Goose, is I'm going to siege a little bit on the bottom fort, and I'm just going to take the bottom altar and trade. I don't care.
Dr. Blunch is going to assassinate somebody. It looks like it's Brightwing. The taunt goes out on the Murder, and it's damage. Murder drops in a second.
Yeah,
Respect the
they've
Goose
run
finds
the
another
game
kill.
pretty well, so maybe they just delay and get both. Oh, the Phoenix ult. Well placed to be perfectly annoying. Anduin coming through, but you don't have a tank. Anduin's no tank. One theme that is constantly repeated throughout the World of Warcraft lore, books, everything, is that Anduin is not his father. He cannot be a tank. Sorry.
Like the Goose channels the top
so the staggers on the side of Bloodbath and Beyond, and by the opposite side of that same coin, the ambush work that Respect the Goose has put in has turned this game. Now they are ahead by 9 again, which I believe is actually the largest lead that Respect the Goose has had, but with 2 people down, they can start sieging this. They've won the race to 20. They have Silence Entomb. They get the big taunt off. Yeah, the trinket's popped, but it's too late.
This is a great position for Respect the Goose there. Oh man, but the stun on the very
But protected. But protected.
And then the Emerald win just in case. It's still a 4v5 in their favor if they want to take it. 4v3 as it is, as it stands in the bottom lane.
The boss is up on the map. We heard that cackle go.
The Headless Horseman.
As far as bosses go, I think his is quite enjoyable. Ooh.
I always love the Halloween quest in World of Warcraft. Headless Horseman.
Maybe I'll have to actually do it this year. My bad. At this point, I think if I'm Leoric, I'm down here right now. I mean, I suppose you're drawing Anduin away, which is a win, but we've got Entomb 25 seconds away. But if it's 4v5, maybe we take this camp, force this in.
As long as their 4-man is safe, this is sort of like a check in chess. If he can work these forts down low enough, they become higher, more dangerous to the
right.
Gives them more win conditions if one fails. Respect the Goose in
Control Shift O. Boom!
Altars are one altar spawns in the bottom lane. Respect the Goose having the stronger position. Light bomb goes out. It's stunned too. Captain Roberts is in trouble.
Goliath almost finishes the back cap before Dr. Blunch gets in there. Oh man.
X-Strike. Great Genji falls to the Tracer and the Leo.
That Genji death is worth a ton though. Murden and Zool not far from it. Don't cap this yet, Goliath. Don't cap it yet. Get this. Don't cap it yet. Don't cap it yet.
was about 1 second off, and then the boss wins them the game.
Correct.
All they needed was about 1 second of,
I get it.
patience.
Guys are impatient sometimes. It happens. Goliath just had to wait a little bit more before he capped that. So we're going to go to a 1 health core versus 18.
Well, this is a much more drawn out match or game than game 1. And there's the headless horseman.
Wono in chat saying Goliath literally trolling. Oh man. I don't know
now they
that...
have, 5 of these bell towers. They're working on the 6th one, and they're going to push.
Yeah, the bottom one
sapper
fell
camp in
though,
top.
but they've got these 3 sappers that they're working on. You can see Goliath up here trying to atone for his sins.
If Taunt finds a kill, Jinxie finds another kill with that taunt, then I would say that's game.
Yeah, all they have to do is keep them dancing.
Oh, they're going bot. They're just going to run them around.
Yeah, just keep them running after you on the map. You're going to have a double altar phase. Boom. As if the game knew what I was going to say.
Yeah. It's very difficult if you're the blue team at this point to be reacting to what's going on.
Oh, that's game.
It is
They didn't take
game.
back a bell tower fast
Not
enough.
fast enough.
Ugh. What a painful last point.
GG and well played, both teams. Keeping it close.
All right.
To,
so
right past level
Jinxie
20.
sent me 3 real replays. There was not a hidden one in there just to fool me.
And I am looking forward to it. I'm exiting this one right now.
Oh yeah, I should probably exit. That's the longest part of the process.
Wow, so 1-1 going into game 3. What was that taunt variant? I think the taunt Ming, everything in that combo worked. So the whole team has this taunt variant combo. Do you ban that out somehow? Do you find some way to prevent them from doing that? Do you counter it with a pick of your own? What are you looking to do differently going into game 3?
I would have been interested to see when in the draft variant came in. Oh. Are you still loading? Because
I am not still loading.
yeah, it says you left the lobby.
Yes, I did. I don't know. I didn't do anything. It just never worked.
Feigned innocence. Maybe you did something.
I just think thou protest too much.
Oh crap! Yep.
Is this
Apparently, I
game
just
2?
loaded the wrong
Wow,
one.
they played game 3 on the same map. They were.
That would be amazing. NGS should allow it. All right.
Rematch on the same map right now.
Dang it.
All right, I'm leaving.
Yep.
I'm leaving.
I'm leaving too. Apparently, I did not arrow and my mouse up to and select game 3, so we just reloaded game 2. All right. Battlefield of Eternity. We've got the correct players. This is round 3, ladies and gentlemen. Battlefield of Eternity up here. Battlefield of Eternity in the background. Gola and I are both here. We're going to hit start game and see if it works.
Hello, everybody. And thank you again, Valimir, for inviting me. I've always enjoyed being a co-caster with you. For our second co-cast. But this is a lot of fun.
To go back through some of the chat, since I'm not always very good at reading this, is the reason I said butt protected is because the replay cast that I saw yesterday when Jinxie ran Varian, she took Warbringer instead, and there was a couple of times that she got great value out of Warbringer, and there was a couple of times where I'm sure she was like, dang it, I wish I had shield wall right now.
I was thinking about that. I was wondering at the at what you're looking at when you're deciding whether or not you're taking that skill. I mean, you almost always take the protected, but
whoa.
What?
Look at Captain Roberts.
Oh shit. Excuse me. Oh, sorry.
This is not Muradin. Muradin turned red and has a spike on his head.
How did that happen?
I'm doing this poorly. Boom. Let's see, control shift. Oh, he said, boom, that's gone. All right, go ahead and introduce Respect the Goose here on the red side, Gola.
Respect the Goose is again on the red side, playing Tychus is Goliath, Orphea with Rhiannon, Gash this time, Jesus, guy is running, Dahaka has Ramadi MC, and Brightwing again from Rusty, really good Brightwing.
So Goliath liking his spicy assassins. We saw a Tracer, now we've got Tychus wearing, I mean, some sort of summary one. I can't tell from here if he's wearing trunks or a Speedo.
Very speedy, his summer attire.
And on our blue side, you heard Captain Roberts with the Dibbles. We see Rackham once again on Anduin, Punk Arcade Pirate as Mephisto, Dr. Blunch with another spicy assassin choice, going from one ninja assassin with a sword to a ninja assassin with a bow in Hanzo. And up here in the top, we've got Wraithling reprising his role as Imperius.
Now, I have to say, I'm really excited about this matchup. I really like...
Oh, great throw and slam. Diablo's
really like
eating all sorts of water gun spray.
For Respect the Goose, I think that there is an inherent advantage for the Garrosh versus Diablo matchup, and I want to see if Jinxie Cat is able to find that. Or
I believe that Captain Roberts and Jinxie Cat are both fine tanks. However, I would say strictly from a hero-to-hero matchup, I would love to play Garrosh into Diablo.
I agree.
The only time it gets annoying is when auto-attack Diablo and Garrosh are alone, because then Garrosh can't kill him.
But yeah, I think that the inherent kits of both tanks lends itself to Garrosh, because Diablo wants to charge in, and Garrosh wants to throw you further away from your team. But right now, it seems like Bloodbath Beyond is able to take kind of an early aggressive stance. Doing a ton of damage to Jinxie Cat.
Big
takes a heal.
bloodthirst.
Diablo grabs and flips, gets that first blood.
But it wasn't meant to be. Rusty's out of mana. Dr. Blunch, I thought he was going to start shooting the well there.
It is almost time for the first Immortals to spawn, but the Bloodbath Beyond is able to pick up this bottom siege camp.
I would say in both Game 2 and Game 3, we've seen Bloodbath and Beyond. Well, actually, no, even Game 1. Bloodbath and Beyond has had a very strong early game. It got him a 100-0 Zerg wave. It got them a kill right there and the bottom camp. They had more pressure on the bottom towers originally.
Now, in Game 1, a lot of that was attributed to the solo lane matchup, in my opinion. What do you think about Imperius versus Dahaka, as Imperius has to hearth away from him right now as the Immortal spawn?
This map still has some pretty good bush placement for Dahaka. While sure it's not global, he can come in at any moment and get that little bit more soak. You know, it's not a 3-lane huge map like Cursed Hollow where you're getting 2 or 3 waves, it feels like, a minion soak while the other team rotates out. But
so we see it again as Diablo comes in. He gets thrown and stunned and collied, and this combo is designed to kill tanks and bruisers, and Jinxie Cat is not afraid to grab Imperius, and he dies.
Tychus going down to race. Now, Tychus is not often seen as a natural racer, if you will, but keep in mind, he still auto-attacks 4 times a second. Like, sure, his trait doesn't work against the Immortal, but he's auto-attacking 4 times in a second.
Dr. Blunch on Hanzo barely escapes with about 220 life. And now the red team has a healthy lead before halftime on this early Protector as both teams approach level 7.
The bigger they are, Tychus just looking to melt Diablo. Go ahead and get those souls. It just makes my damage numbers look better. Oh, big slam into the stun. All sorts of damage going into him. Sorry, Captain Roberts. You're out of here.
We see again a proficient Garrosh player knowing the weaknesses of Diablo and what he wants to do. This is really great to watch.
Hector
Again,
has
I'm trying to-
apparently disgraced Rackham from ever playing Anduin again because he's not running with scissors. Rackham,
and the
if you are
drag
still
from
within the
Dahaka, I'm
sound of my
curious.
voice, we enjoyed calling you
Polymorph.
Record as
Oh.
you were Rackham Deckard.
Wraithling is able to survive. The
Ooh.
throw goes out onto Diablo. Wraithling is taking a bunch of damage. He falls. As halftime is picked up for Respect the Goose.
And look
And now
at the
both
level
teams-
advantage. About 3/4 of a level, we could say.
Yeah, from those kills I
I don't like the
Dahaka in the
tap.
bottom lane. Me neither. It lost them a lot of time on that race that they had a strong lead on. While Dahaka's in the bottom lane, which is another part of their... You're going to go as fast as you can.
Oh.
Look how close it is!
Woo.
But they still win.
Woo.
By a half. 1700 plus.
Alright, I like the call by Rhiannon here to immediately Hearth as soon as the Immortal lands, because by the time the Immortal lands its second time here in the bottom lane, Rhiannon is only a few seconds away. Full.
What's your opinion about pushing with or split pushing with this first objective?
It depends on the comp.
Okay.
But one thing that I will always say is do not neglect a lane. I watched a game with a team that was one of my friends, and they went 5-man. I want to say it was 5-man opposite of the Immortal, and they got a wall, they got good pressure into the fort, but they lost the race to 10 by almost a full level because the enemy team's Malthael just kept soaking. And that ended up spinning the next team fight out of their control and just being a bother for them, and they eventually lost the game. So I definitely think it depends on your comp. Generally speaking, I would say you take the 5v4 and the 1v1, because the Immortal being your 5th person.
Gotcha. Well, there was a little bit of a stalemate.
Oh, you know where he's gonna be? Oh no, he got rooted!
Throw goes onto the Diablo, the stun. Garrosh pretty far in there with low health. But Diablo is
Jinxie's playing extremely well, but I think that route would make me so angry playing Garrosh. Just like, my designs were foiled. World domination taken from my grasp.
Respect the Goose choosing to take that camp and using the Dahaka Global as their insurance that they would be able to take it without losing that fight.
Well, and they're still ahead on everything. Oh, the big taunt. The big
As level 10
taunt.
comes in,
Diablo go
Respect the
boom.
Goose, be able to make
He does not have 100 souls, so it is a full res timer. Next go around, he will likely have it. The Siege of Commandeer Odin. To reiterate, a person in our community who was very mad at all of us Americans trying to call it Commander Odin. It is in fact Commandeer.
Commandeer.
Much like the game storyline when Tychus steals it.
Exactly. I'm sorry, I'm not one of those people who ever made that.
There's a very nice caster fellow who's from Britain, does a lot of work in the community. That was like, curse you Americans not reading.
They are
Say this
fighting,
as nice as I can.
and they get Diablo again.
Ooh, big stun, throw, Rackham's out. Ooh, crushing jaws, Rackham's down. Nice pickup on the Garrosh. Double spear, double spear. Jinxie going down, Imperious just tons of damage. Diablo did reset on souls there.
So now there is a 4v4, and this is the first time that Bloodbath Beyond seems to have even footing. They were able to pick off Garrosh and make a play. It all came from that spear from Imperious. Really nice spear on to the target.
I like the defense here. Just, we're ahead. We've got a camp pushing. We just lost our tank. We can be careful. We can defend. And as soon as they saw Bloodbath and Beyond on the bottom camp, Respect the Goose took their camp, so it can be going top. They get to replay this, use the defense. If Bloodbath and Beyond doesn't respond, they'll get a free keep top.
Everything is in favor of Respect the Goose right now. It's just a matter of do you What do you do if you are Bloodbath and Beyond? Do you clear your lanes until halftime and then make your 5v5 fight, or do you fight now before that level 13?
I think you fight before the level 13, and as soon as you see this on the keep wall or the fort wall, then you defend. But you try to get in there before level 13, and you find someone to blow up.
Tried to make a play, just like you said, before level 13. They didn't find someone, and now they sent 2 people top, while 3 people try to defend against 5 on this Immortal. Mephisto's coming back to help the defense, and it goes to halftime.
See, and the halftime is only good for Respect the Goose, because anywhere was better than the left side for them to attack. Oh, the arrow.
Totally misses, but the stun
The
lands on
unstoppable.
Garrosh.
Oh, Emerald Wind saying no dive here, please.
What a great disengage. Right when the spear
Crushing
comes in,
Jaws, but Rhiannon goes down. So does Captain Roberts. Diablo Wraithling appears to be next. He is. Whew. Sorry, Gola, you and I were both talking, and I don't know that either of us made it clearly through the broadcast.
I will, yeah. I'm trying to yield the flow, and I hear you.
No, you're great, we both got excited, and we were even both talking about different parts of it, so.
This fight is great. These teams are awesome. And as we get used to each other, I'm sure that will happen less.
I like our resident British caster.
Oh, what?
Oh, Jinxie. I have
so respect the Goose.
one comment to Jinxie's I'm probably going to have to remove.
This is a full health, full shield Immortal.
And Dead Devils.
Under the throne's Diablo. This Diablo killing comp has killed Diablo a lot.
Diablo has died 5 times.
It is very tough if you're the Diablo right now. You probably realize you may have learned something from this matchup. But there's really very little for you to do to play this perfectly. I think if I'm Diablo right now, I need to find an APOC combo on one of the squishies from the shadows before Garrosh finds me.
I almost think that as Diablo, you're a counter engage against the Garrosh. You wait for Garrosh to step up, and when he tries to throw someone, you dive in.
Because you know that they want you or Imperious, so you just got to be the one to say that. And it's really tough.
Oh, Durance goes out. Unfortunately, it does miss.
Dahaka's looking to turn this into a fight. But without level 16s, this is one of the best fights
so close, though.
for Bloodbath and Beyond to take. As Mephisto takes a bunch of damage trying to poke down Red Team. Bloodbath and Beyond's Shaman Camp is back on the map. Last time we saw Respect the Goose make a heavy invade. It looks like they're setting up to do it again. As 16s come online, I don't think that Bloodbath and Beyond has a safe defense to this.
Jinxie becoming one with the bush. Oh. See ya, Wraithling. No spear right then for you. Oh, but he's back. Is he gonna get the big spear? He got the Brightwing, the Durance of Hate. 2 goes down. Dibbles is next. They get the camp. Wow, Diablo, or not Diablo, Tychus over here died. I missed that. For commentary here, I don't know that invading the Shaman camp has been healthy with Imperious around.
I did not think that was a bad call at all for Respect the Goose, and Hanzo's arrow from downtown proved me wrong with the Diablo follow-up. There was everybody on the blue team did exactly what they needed to do to take that fight down a talent tier into Garrosh. Excellent job.
While I don't hate the camp idea, I think it's too late at this point, Blunch. You need to provide some of that race. Yeah, we for Bloodbath and Beyond, we gave Respect the Goose time to res.
It was a lot of time, but it seems like not much was gained from those 4 kills. Now they're fighting under the Bloodbath Beyond Protector, and I think this is dangerous for them. I still think that the team fight advantage overall is favoring Respect the Goose, and to fight under their Immortal.
I think the answer for Bloodbath and Beyond is two things. You just saw one, and that is Mephisto blinks in, zap, 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 blinks out. Wait for cooldown. The other, we've also seen, and that is Hanzo comes, uses that simple geometry, that fancy arrow that explodes, and just pokes it.
Hey, Pop! Oh, it looks like he was trying to land
the big NA arrow, the Durance of Hate. Oh, the Emerald Wind, messing everything up. Wraithling saying, please save me. Wraithling gets out, pops his trinket, it looks like. He makes it out. Wow, everybody's getting so low.
But no one's able to secure the kills. That was a great fight. I think what happened there is Diablo saw an attack point on the Garrosh. It was a really good move, but then he lost vision just as he needed to Q, so he hit his R and didn't have his Q target all of a sudden. And then it didn't land as he wanted. Could have been a dead Garrosh. It was a really good engage, or a really good attempt.
Ooh.
Red team looking to defend their Immortal, which is at 50%. Blue team, for the first time in this game, seems to have an advantage. Mephisto doing a little poking.
See, and I would argue against that. Red team still has the advantage because of the macro that they've gotten done. They've destroyed 2 forts. They've got most of a keep. They just have to be very patient here. They're ahead to 20. Blue team is going to be forced to take an engagement that is on red team's terms.
Now they're defending this 4v5 under their Immortal while Tychus tries to do a little damage. Oh, the tongue lands, the taunt.
Anduin's down. The taunt.
Emerald Wind tries to
get we saw an Immortal stun in there too. Yeah.
Things just fell apart.
This is game over. Run top.
Yep. Respect the Goose just won a really powerful team fight.
Diablo's a paper tank.
And they opt to work the Immortal over. Hanzo might actually win the Immortal race if they don't do something about it.
Seventh Ace is not happy in chat about the fact that they didn't end. Oh, the catch. We saw an unstoppable that didn't work.
Poor Hanzo. That stagger death is really a nail in their coffin. But it was really close. Look at this. Immortal had 256 life. That's like unauto attack. Tychus trying to kamikaze his way.
Big taunt, making sure nothing happens. We see a cleanse go out for Captain Roberts on Diablo. So while this isn't the healthiest Immortal, these are also not the healthiest of defensive positions.
Dahaka is a little out of position, and they're looking to make something happen as
Dahaka waddles away though.
Yep. And now the 4-man push bottom. Dahaka's dig is likely about to be off cooldown if it's not already.
Jinxie Cat saying, look, I told him. Oh, the arrow. The APOC. Oh.
Friendly throw gets re-ended on engage for now with the disengage from Brightwing, and no one dies. Oh, that was beautiful.
I love Into the Fray. It's actually one of my favorite cleanse talents in the game. It's also the only cleanse talent that I can think of that you can kill enemy team members with.
Yeah, that's the great part of it too. So there's a throw and a polymorph onto Imperius.
Oh, the silence landed. Full distance isolation onto the Mephisto. The keep is down. The top keep went down. Respect the Goose is 20. Got a little bit of low health on Tychus, but lots of mana that Brightwing doesn't actually use to heal, and everybody's in a good position.
I would call this an overabundance of respect for their opponents at this point.
Well, maybe there's a Goose, and I mean their name is Respect the Goose.
Well, yeah. It's a good point. Well played. Touché. So now they get the bottom camp. They get the top camp.
And they'll get the right camp. I don't think they're gonna
go
in.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
The left camp has been bad news twice.
You know they capped it both times.
No, they capped it the first time. They did not cap it the second time.
You're right.
But it did cap, just not for them. Oh, but the fight, I don't mind
Lots
the
of pings
fight.
going out. The Bush ganks, 20v19.
Oh.
Danger.
I loved the Bush
Mephisto.
choice.
Mephisto does a little damage. They see it coming.
This is where
Hanzo
I'll put
vision.
my Stitches plug in. If Stitches were the main tank on the side of Respect the Goose, they could have gorged Mephisto and ran. And the wall would have helped them.
The gorge counter to Mephisto. Now that is what I wish I did yesterday. Oh my gosh.
Mephisto is one of my favorite enemy mages for characters like Stitches and Garrosh because you know right where he's going back to.
Yes, that's fantastic. So both teams don't have level 20 for Bloodbath and Beyond, but they're both racing. And it's about equal. Not fighting. No fighting. This overly aggressive game gets to level 20, and these teams, unlike me, choose to play it safe. The Haka. Look at it. Are they dead even going into halftime? What, did they have a gentleman's agreement that they were going to slow down so they'd have equal
the blue
HP?
team sneaking ahead by about 1,400. Now, one thing that I've always found strange about the Shaman camp is the Shaman camp doesn't actually kill the core. Now, it can build up enough pressure that the wave will kill the core, but the Shaman itself walks too far forward and dies, where the spear throwers can damage the core out of its range. But
Bloodbath and Beyond just might have made
ooh, cool looking arrow though.
a big mistake.
Back to the fight.
So Bloodbath and Beyond went to clear as 5 their top lane, and they basically gave this late game immortal for free to Respect the Goose. They could have
with 2
sent
dead
one
now,
and defended with 4.
and a shield
they
and a
could have
half.
just defended it. They didn't need to send anyone top at that point, and the immortal had the highest priority for them, in my perspective.
Hanzo's over here looking for his arrow.
I know they were looking for that 20, but I think again they should have sent a minimum number of resources to collect that level 20 while they delayed and looked for that fight over their immortal. And now they've got this 50% shield. They get thrown, polyed.
Diablo's down, no
GG,
resets.
well played, guys. Yeah, great game, great back and forth. 22.5 minutes. Each team had a lot of chance, but I think Respect the Goose had a better draft, and they played it to its potential against heroes that they countered.
Yeah, they made an emphasis on macro very well throughout the whole game to make sure they were in the position for those late game team fights. Yes, they had a couple of times they could have ended, but fantastic. Because I know someone's out there, I'm gonna see if we can get a replay cast interview, because how often do you get to do that?
I would believe you might even be able to call it the first ever replay cast interview.
Except we did one the other day with Randy Newman last week.
Absolutely never done in the history of replays before. Let me jot down a couple of notes, man.
Yes! Jinxie Cat's gonna join us for an interview because I know she's online.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's see. I'm only gonna ask 3 questions.
Just 3 questions, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
The rest is all you.
Because I don't really know how to use scenes. Boom.
Hi guys.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good.
Great. Thanks for joining us, and
guest cam I'm gonna
great
turn
games.
off.
Well played.
Guest name.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm trying to like watch the stream, watch the chat, and watch this all at once, and I'm not doing either one very well.
And you yelled like at our British streamer friend.
Oh yeah, that weirdo. He's all right. Oh, I love him so much. He's the absolute love of my life.
All right. I gotta be careful here with the lighting because I don't have all the lights on in the basement. Well, thanks,
You look
Wono.
handsome.
All right, so Tin from the chat has 3 questions for you. And the first one is what is your name, which I think we all know.
I am Jinxie Cat.
So we will change that right here. Dax being the last person I interviewed in the late night face check. Oh, only 1K. There we go. Boom. The second one he says, even though he's quoting this wrong, is what's your quest? The second question is actually what is your favorite color?
Well, which one would you like me to answer?
Oh wait, no, that's true. The second question is what is your quest, and then the third one's your favorite color. Man, it's been too long since I've seen that. But yeah,
we know what you're doing later.
I'm sorry, Tin.
Oh gosh, what is
so?
My
What
quest?
is your quest? Jinxie, what is your quest here?
Killer. Into the pit.
I have like several answers. It's just I don't know,
If you said I don't know, you just got cast off the bridge in the movie.
I know, seriously. Are you gonna win the division? Is that your quest, or is it? Are you gonna have a bunch of fun games? How's it play out for your team? What's your goal?
So definitely the goal is to have fun. We were on a high stress team, a couple of us last season, and it was no fun. So we're like, we just want to get together, have a beer, play some Heroes of the Storm. That's the quest. And if I can flex on some kids with my Arthas main tank throughout the season, then that's just an added bonus.
Nice. And then finally, what is your favorite color? Because I haven't watched the movie in a long enough time to keep them in the right order.
My favorite color is probably red, I would have to say.
Nice, the blood of your enemies running on the ground. Okay, so take us a little bit through game 1. You were on ETC, the team was there on Braxis, and it felt like we had a little bit of trouble with either the Imperious up top or perhaps the Imperious Rainer combo that kept appearing up top. And the objectives, both of them went just massively in favor of the team of Bloodbath and Beyond. How did that feel? How did you dust yourself off and come into the next games? What was the team like in that first game?
Oh my god, we were so salty. It was the Rainer Chromie. We could never engage with more than like 25% health. They were just pinging us from so far away. And the entire time, like bless my team for putting up with me, because I was like, oh my god, wow, okay. You shouldn't be able to do that much damage from that far. Like, it was really hard. I was just getting so tilted. Like, you go back and watch my VOD because I did stream it. I'm just like, okay, wow, sure. Like,
I definitely noticed the effect of the poke damage on the tank. And as a tank player, I know what it feels like to not have full health and be like, I want to do something, but all I can do is walk away.
Yeah, exactly. You just see him there, and I was like, bruh, like the amount of disrespect. Like, all their squishy range assassins are up in our base, and I was like, guys, please, guys. And they're like, we have 3 health, and I was like, guys, I have 3 health too. And then we died.
So
yeah, I saw a lot of that.
Exiting game 1, you've got to reset the mental energies, if you will. You got to ditch the salt. How did Respect the Goose go from game 1 into game 2 and have that refresh on the mindset?
Well, if you want to drop your game 1 question, and then I will definitely take you through that.
Answer that.
Okay. Well, then we got out of that, and we're just like, jeez. Ugh. And we were really downtrodden, and then Goliath was actually like, I'm gonna take first pick, and I was like, no, they're going to take us to Hanamura. Like, I just casted these guys last week. Like, I'm not about to play on Hanamura against that again.
Hey, that's funny. I cast that game too. With My bad.
Yeah. That's total. I mean, like, almost no replays of that game exist because I had a huge audio issue. Like, it started coming out of my dog cam, so you could hear like my mom watching TV in the next room over instead of the game, which was like awesome. So I'm glad there's at least like a good quality version out there too now. But so I was like, let's take map pick, and then we discussed what our options would be. We ended up going to Towers of Doom. And then I was like, let's just play our game. Like, we're gonna take away the things that we thought were strong against us. And in that game, we ended up banning the Rainer and the Chromie. And I was like, and we'll just play something that we know. And that's what we did.
So that's sort of my question in game 1. If you could go back and draft it differently, would you have banned those 2 heroes, or could you have drafted something differently after seeing them in the draft?
Yeah, I think we probably would have drafted a like heavier macro combo, and then instead of going for like the standard setup that we did of 2 DPS, 1 tank, 1 offlane, and a support, picking something that would maybe pull them around the map more, because as long as their team was team fighting, they were killing us. But like outside of killing us, they didn't really have much else, Like the team fought amazingly, and we tried to play their game, and that's why we lost.
Yeah.
So going into game 2, if you had to pick for yourself the 2 characters that both are trying to cosplay to be as cool as Arthas, would you pick Leoric or Zool to double soak? Who do you think wins that matchup on Towers of Doom?
It depends on the build, but if you're going for the 1v1, then I'm gonna say Leoric, because Zool, he has the skeletons and he makes you try to it's basically like doing chores. You gotta follow him around and clean up the skeletons as well as the minions. But in a 1v1, Zool is the kind of hero that can 1v5 with the Siphon build, and as long as he has those extra heroes to attack, then he's just like flexing on you and your whole team when your team is dying. But if you only got the 1 hero, then he has less healing, and then Leoric with the Spectral Leech just drains you and swings you and slows you. So that's why I got to give it to the Bony Boy.
So, but for the double soak, which is what the case was there, I felt like the Zool was stronger. A few folks in chat disagreed with me, but that happens. I'm me.
I think I still have to give it to Leo there. In that instance in particular, I would give it to Leo. Like 1 through 4, he is much weaker, but once he gets the Neil Peasants, it's a lot easier. And then overall, I think in that game, Leoric brought a little bit more than Zool did to the table, because like there were a ton of really strong team fights in there from Bloodbath and beyond. And there were a couple of times where we were really stressed in the early game, but they didn't have a ton of lockdown to get off the Poison Nova. Their team comp was kind of more hit and run with the Genji. And so I think Leo really helped us and really was what helped us come out on top there.
Nice.
In that instance.
Now,
I was interested in the KT and the Genji, and that Tracer pick into them. And I wasn't sure where, like, we didn't see the draft, so I don't know how it all shook out, but I traditionally worry about KT against my Tracer. And then I was really curious, like, how the skill between the Genji and the Tracer would turn out as they started brawling. And it was really fun to watch that in the match. Do you have any comments regarding those, like, 3 heroes and how they interact?
So I don't know a whole lot about KT and Tracer. I know that Gravity Lapse is kind of slow moving, so if you're just really adamant about your positioning, then it's easy to blink away from the.
I think what I was noticing was a living bomb would do like 25% of her life.
Right.
And that feels bad.
Right. I can
playing
definitely
against
agree,
a
and I can
Tracer
see.
feels bad. Let her eat that living bomb.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
Every time
so
he drafts it.
What's worse?
Yeah. Every time he drafts it, I'm just like, Goliath, you're toxic. But he's really good at it. Yeah. And I think we kind of equalized it a little bit with the Brightwing there. Anytime she got the bomb, she could dash back to Brightwing, get the spell armor, and then it was less severe. And then Genji and Tracer, I think it just came down to a skill matchup, and both the players were really good, and they did an amazing job. But just the patience that Goliath had, I thought was unreal, because Genji would dash in, he'd start fighting Tracer, and once he got into the groove of things, you hit the deflect, and the object is you deflect, you get all those autos, and then you kill. And the second that the deflect came up, Goliath would just stop. Like, he would stop in the middle of the lane, and the deflect would be voided, and then we could go in without the deflect up and kill him. And so it was just
that is
the
absolute deal.
Yeah, the patience from Goliath, just the skill that he has on the hero is where I think he just came a little bit on top.
When was Varian picked up in the draft, and when was Tracer picked up in the draft?
So they actually banned one of the key heroes for the combo there, and Varian, I think I drafted him last, and Tracer was picked up in the 1-2.
Oh
I think we went
wow, that
we
early.
went Tracer. Yeah, we went Tracer. It was 1-2 or it was 3-4. I can't remember off the top of my head, but we either went Brightwing Li Ming or we went Li Ming Tracer.
Wow. So they had a chance to take the Tracer or to potentially pick more counters to Tracer, and it sounds like they really didn't, because if you took map pick, okay, Ramadi saying Tracer was 3-4 in the chat. If you took
Okay.
map pick, that means you were 1 2 3 4 5, where they were 1
Mhm.
2 3 4 5. Um,
Mhm.
and so that means they had two heroes to potentially lock. Ramadi giving me the full rundown: Ming, Brightwing, Leo, Tracer, Varian. So they could have picked up the Varian. They could have picked up a. Well, I guess they couldn't have picked up Brightwing because Brightwing was already off the table, but they could have picked up an Uther
Mhm.
maybe to be able to
Mhm.
lock that down. And I mean, as a avid Muradin player, I love the guy, but he can't lock down a Firefly like Tracer. She is just
Right.
bouncing everywhere. So,
Yeah, it was tough, and I think the Genji was supposed to be the counter, and he did really
Yeah.
well. And there were a couple of times where we were like, "Ooh, yikes, that really hurts," but in the end, like, Goliath was like, "I know this matchup. Like, trust me, guys, it's gonna be fine. I can
Yep.
play this." And we put trust in our captain, and he helped us. He helped us
nice.
through.
Nice.
What did you think about the Murden into the Varian combo? That didn't seem like a huge threat to what you were trying to set up. Is there something that does threaten that combo that you don't like to see, that if you can't ban, you don't like to deal with?
I don't want to give away too much. Give everybody all
Could you
the
give us a free scouting report for your teams? Because neither Gola and I have played you yet this season, and that would be great.
Was that too obvious? No, for the benefit of the
right.
community.
Yeah, so the biggest thing is just something that can shut down the variant or something that can shut down the back line when they go in, maybe isolate them. Like a task wall works really well against something like that. But now that I've said that, I'm gonna let you guys know that we have practiced our composition 4 different ways with four
Nice.
different tanks. One of them who's incredibly spicy. So you can, you can draft the
We can't
old.
wait for the Maiev main tank that you're going to bring, Jinxie Cat.
Oh
It's going to
my
be
goodness.
glorious.
I play my F, but not well.
No, I think it was a great game. Your blow up comp in game two with Varian Li Ming, Brightwing being able to polymorph so they had even less chance to get away, Tracer just running anybody they wanted down was super potent. Your four man did great. I do think there was a few macro choices that I would have liked to have seen better from Bloodbath and
Mhm.
Beyond that let you back in.
Mhm.
And then, of course, the little bit of impatience that made the game last a couple more minutes because
Mhm.
Goliath didn't wait for you guys to drop that fort before capping at the end.
We were all like, "No, no, stop, no, wait!" And then he was like, "Oh, shoot, sorry, guys."
That's
Yeah,
a
we've
50
all done it.
minus
No,
DKP.
yeah, I've aggroed the whelps too. You know, it happens.
Oh no.
So,
Many whelps. Handle it.
but overall, I mean, I think you guys finished 18-0 on towers, which is a big win. So,
Mhm.
moving into game three, you're riding the high of a pretty dominant showing in game two. Yeah, I think there was a couple of times where it looked like Bed Bath and Beyond was clawing back in, but you
Mhm.
really cemented a dominant victory in that one. Who picked Battlefield of Eternity? Was it their choice or was it yours?
It was their choice.
Ah, so they didn't take you to Hanamura, which was your great fear.
Mhm.
Even though
Yeah.
Hanamura is a beautiful addition to the map pool, but we'll get back to that in a minute. So you've got first pick going into Battlefield of Eternity. And from my perspective, you didn't really pick anybody that was a hardcore racer. You
Yeah.
had.
So,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
oh, I was gonna go ahead. Um, I'm trying to think of the mindset was there. We talk about it a lot. We're like, okay, so there are two ways we can play this. We can race really hard and then look to fight them later, or we can go into this, look for the team fight, and then try and race later. Because the big problem, I think we ended up going team fight because if you're looking at, like, you got the Greymane, the Vala, the Artanis, that's a great race. It does nothing outside of that, and if they can catch you on the race, then it's really difficult. That's where we opted for something that could do a little bit of both.
Yeah. So, I mean, you mentioned the team fights weren't going your way so much in the first game, and then to take
Hmm.
a comp that was very ambushy in the second game, and now in the third game you took a far more. I mean, sure, you could say Garrosh is a great displacement ambusher, but you went for a lot more team fight, a lot more lockdown in that third game on a map that we so often see just heavy race and siege comps instead. And
Hmm.
you still held a massive macro lead throughout the whole game.
So the genius, I think, there goes to Romedy for he was last picking, and originally we were gonna pick Sonya, and then in a flash, like the last 2 seconds of the draft, he's like, "Hold on, I have an idea," and he locked the Dahaka, and we were like, "Okay," because you don't typically see Dahaka on that map, and he's like, "Just trust me, I can stabilize the lane against the Imperius, and I can rotate in and make things a little bit more unfair," which is what we were missing in the first game, is looking for the opportunity to take those unfair fights.
Yeah, the
I like that.
last 2 second lock in is always a bit scary because it's either brilliant or you just juked your own team and now we don't know how to play with it either.
I
So,
kind of think you might have had the draft won already. What was the order of things? How did it end up with Garrosh versus Diablo?
Uh, so I think they started with the Diablo, and then we took Orphea Brightwing, and
Romedy, hit us with
then
our draft order again if you're still out there.
right. I don't remember these things. I just show up and play. I think I was grabbing a beer during the draft after I locked
I see, I
in.
see. I asked
Um,
because Valk and I were talking, and we seem to agree that in that matchup, I would rather be the Garrosh. Um,
right. Yeah, me
uh,
too.
and I think there's a lot of reasons for it. Not that I think the Diablo played really well, but I think that due to the nature of the kits, there's an advantage that makes it hard for Diablo to work. And I was curious what your comments or thoughts were on that matchup.
The reason I picked it, honestly, is I'm like, well, this is good into Diablo, and there were a lot of tank bans I think coming out. We were kind of discussing what we wanted, what was going to work. Um,
And you're saying you weren't ready to bring out the Maiev main tank and unleash that
right,
on the world.
that's a super secret strat that we're holding for playoffs, so you guys will have to wait a little bit longer.
Understood,
But
understood.
yeah, we picked up the Garrosh and the 2-3. When we saw the Diablo, I was like, okay, I I know what has to be done. And then they picked the Imperius. And what a lot of people don't know is actually Garrosh works really well into Imperius because he's got the Unstoppable and because Imperius has to get in so close to do damage and to heal. So I was like, guys, we were all kind of talking. We're like, just burn the front line. Don't even care about the back line. The back line can't engage on us. They don't have any CC. Just kill the front line, and then we're gonna back off, and we can play this as slowly as we need to.
Yeah,
And that's what we ended up happening.
you picked on Wraithling as the Imperius multiple times. There was a couple of times where you were hiding. I want to say it was the top left bush of the top immortal spawn point, and you'd just be hanging out there, and either he or Captain Roberts on Diablo would walk in, and you'd get a full distance toss slam, and everyone just went ooh friend, and then
Yeah,
played too rough, in Stitch's words.
yeah. We always have a joke whenever we play somebody with displacement like that. We say, "We brought you a present," and then we kill them.
Yeah, yeah. Well, oh, I just smacked my mic or my camera there.
On my team, we say, "You've got mail."
I scream, "Friend, friend," because Stitches is one of the best heroes for getting in character with.
Right.
So, okay, well, any other questions for game 3? If not, I'm going to hit you with 4 new questions that I wrote for Face Check today. If I can get my camera
I am done.
What was that?
I am done. Thank you.
Okay. Dang it. Cord. There we go. All right.
Mood.
First question, Jinxie. Which hero would have the best TV show?
Which hero would have the best TV show? Oh gosh.
There's so many.
I know. I'm trying to think of everybody. Everyone I keep popping into my head is like a super like edgy hero. Like it would have to be on AMC or something.
Well, don't read chat because Hector's trying to answer for you, and that doesn't count.
Yeah, no influencing the answer. Jeez.
I'm so bad at these things. I like to think of like silly, like I would love to see Kale Foss and like a What Not to Wear or like Queer Eye kind of would be a fun thing. I think.
Nice.
Like,
So
you get
Kale
like Kale
would be
Foss
What Not to Wear.
or like Kale Foss and Varian like for like Queer Eye for the straight guy.
Nice. Nice. All right, ready for the next question?
Yeah.
Who is the worst hero to loan money to?
Worst hero to loan
I know the
money
answer.
to.
I know the answer. I got it. I got it.
You can't influence the question.
I'm not saying what it is. I'm just telling you I know the answer.
Oh God, I don't. I'm curious what his answer is. Because I want it to be the same, or we're gonna be. I mean.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
There is no wrong answer.
I know.
Oh, there's actually 3.
I mean, unless you say Phoenix and about anything when it's the best hero, because Phoenix is the worst hero in everything.
I feel like your hero I keep returning to is Murky because it's always like a fishy deal, you know?
Oh, he's a
nice,
jerk.
Nice. All right, third question. Who is the best hero to host a party?
Best hero to host a party? Oh, probably Lucio.
Okay.
He's got the beats.
And what hero would be a fantastic garden statue at your home?
Oh, I mean, there's only one question or only one answer. It's the one true king.
All right.
Like protect the plants.
So the Garden King Arthas statue would be there at Jinxie's home.
I should go get like one of those like little figurines and like put it amongst a bunch of succulents. Maybe I'll do that and take a picture and send it to you. Like that would be really cute.
Nice. Nice.
3D print that sucker.
Yep, I wrote those 4 questions for the late night face check. So if anybody wants to see those episodes, you can see my logo that I forgot to turn off here. Go to the Nexus Gaming Series YouTube and you can find it there, or ping me in the Discord. Any shout outs, Jinxie, before we let you go? We've kept you for quite some time in this interview.
Oh, that's all right. I'm just here hanging out until Chilly Mountain starts. So I don't know if I can say that. That's a oops. Okay, you know what? Whatever. It's been said. So
There's
first
a friendly
of all, shout out to my
within
team.
NGS that's holding a tournament tonight, and you're gonna be there.
Yeah. So of course, shout out to my team. You guys are amazing. Like I was hyper tilted after the first game, and just the fact that they're willing to put up with me constantly. Because if you've ever seen my stream, like I get so tilted so easily sometimes, especially when I just don't feel like I can do anything. So, and then that note, like shout out to Bloodbath and Beyond. They're a bunch of really, really awesome, friendly people. They were always very kind to us too. Like when I'm streaming, when we were playing the game, even when they were winning, they were gracious. So they were hard fought games too. Like just because we won some of them doesn't mean we were like LOL easy GG. It was really difficult, and every time we were like, watch out for the Genji. Like they could be in that bush. Be very careful. So shout out to them. shout out to everyone who's supporting my stream lately, because if you guys don't know, I'm doing this full time now, and right now it's not paying the bills. And big shouts to people like Dax who show up and just, drop subs sometimes, or
Nice.
Tukane who just will like stop in and be like, "Hey Jinxie, love your hair, 1,000 bits." Like that means so much to me. And the people of NGS who just stop by, like even if you don't donate monetarily, who just come by to support me. You guys are so amazing, and I love you so much.
Hey, that
Big
that viewer
shout.
count breeds success, right?
Oh yeah, people who come by. I want to say shout out to Breakwood and the other unknowns of the CCL pool. We're rooting for you guys. I hope you make it. Big shout out to you, Val, for picking up this cast and going over it. It's always really fun to watch your match from somebody else's perspective and then learn and see, what the enemy was doing. Like, oh, we could have done this better.
Nice.
So and I think that's it. Shouts to the boyfriend for always supporting.
Nice. Well, we appreciate you being here, Jinxie. We'll let you get back to it and rock that stream. I'm sure it'll be some fantastic stuff to check out. Tin, because you're in the chat, Phoenix is hit terrible, and I hope he gets removed from the game. Bad hero design. Gola, any shout outs for you before I do my normal send off, since I don't have to run off and pick up my son because he's already here?
Well, real quick, thanks to you for inviting me again for the co-cast. I had a lot of fun. Thanks, Jinxie, for being one of the members of the community and helping keep this game that we love alive. Likewise, all the volunteers and everyone doing all the unappreciated work to give us a platform to do what we like to do. Thank you. Have a good night.
Nice.
Bye,
nice.
guys. Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks, Jinxie. This has been an NGS production. My name is Valkymer. For my traditional sign-offs, first off, hi, Mom. And second, go ahead and vote in all of the Storm League maps into the map pool. Who wouldn't want 12 maps for NGS here, as we just bash 'em, crash 'em, heroes, robots that we are. Bring back Sky Temple. Bring in Garden of Terror, not Garden of 12.
Do it.
It'll be fantastic. Rock the vote. Make it happen.
Do it now.
Thanks, everybody, and have a wonderful day.